I really enjoy engaging in this entire gamut of advertising.
Right.
Like my first ad was my idea, for Durex condoms.
Yes.
I सामने से had my people call the brand and said, Ranveer has this idea, would you like to, pursue this? They bit into it. अगर आपकी पिक्चर भी नहीं देखी है, शायद से आपको एक किसी एड में देखा हो और आपने उस एड में उनको एंटरटेन किया हो, हंसाया हो, and they like you for that also. So I realized that here's one more opportunity for me to make people happy. A lot of times people complain, other artists and their management complain कि यार तू सबको बिगाड़ रहा है. सब लोग बोलते हैं 8 घंटे के शिफ्ट में तू 10 घंटे 12 घंटे का भी शूटिंग करता है, तो फिर हम लोग को भी करना पड़ता है. सब लोग कहते हैं यार रणवीर ने कर लिया तो फिर. Samantha, in fact, it's strange that we are speaking about my work in advertising, because that's where I actually got to meet her and collaborate with her for the first time. Hopefully, we'll have a more in-depth collaboration in the future, because I think she's a wonderful person.
We have with us Ranveer Singh. He has just won IAA Brand Endorsement Leader of the Year. Pleasure having you with us on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you for having me, sir. Always a pleasure meeting you, my brother.
Congratulations. How does it feel?
I feel really good about receiving this award. Honestly, 12 years in show business, I think 8 years endorsing brands, my approach towards my brand's equity has been very, very different. I have not consciously not followed what I've observed amongst my peers. I actually invest a lot of time, energy and effort towards the advertising, and gladly, because I used to I have an advertising background. I was going to become a copywriter.
Yes.
Yeah, if I hadn't become an actor. Right. In fact, in about 10th standard, till the 10th standard, I only wanted to act. 10th standard में ये सवाल उठने लगते हैं कि यार वाकई आप हिंदी फिल्मों में ट्राई करोगे?
Right.
At that time, so this is around the turn of the century, 99, 2000. At that time, it was very far-fetched to think that somebody with my background would actually get a foot in the door. Correct. In an industry that was very insulated at the time. Right. तो मैंने सोचा this is very far-fetched. मेरा क्या चांस हिंदी फिल्मों में, तो मैं कुछ और कर लेता हूँ जिसमें मुझे लगता है शायद मेरा चांस लग जाए. Something within reach in my estimation at the time. So I used to have a knack for writing, especially one-liners and, things in the rhyme scheme and stuff like that. Right. तो in fact मैंने नीचे भी awards में बोला था
जी, मैं सुना
कि हाँ कि एक competition था सर स्कूल में, random inter-house competition they had, and they would show us a product and say write a tagline on this, and I won that, and I really enjoyed doing it. So when I was having this conversation with my dad, I said, apart from acting, there's this one thing that I would like to explore. He had a friend who was working in Low Lintas at the time, Express Towers में उस time पे. 15-16 साल की उम्र होगी. He sent me over. He said, meet this guy and explore what opportunities are there. Yeah. And I gave him the same spiel. I said, ऐसा है कि I think there's something I can do here. He said, yes बेटा, it is called copywriting. तो मेरा दोस्त है जो क्रिएटिव डिपार्टमेंट में वर्क करता है, आप उनके पास जाओ और उनसे एडवाइस लो what it is that you would like to pursue in this field of advertising. He was a national creative director. Right. And when I met him, it was, मेरी आँखें खुल गई. I was like, I can actually do this for a living. I can actually make ads, write funny lines, write interesting lines as a profession. This is great. So then I started pursuing copywriting actively. I thought that would be my profession. I went to America to get a degree in media studies. A lot of my classes were in advertising. I really thought I'd become a professional copywriter, get a job, a placement in Chicago or New York, work in a big ad agency, work my way up, and then when I'm ready, make the transition back to India. And then things happened. I switched tracks back to acting halfway through my education. But this was my intention. So I have that copywriter still in me. You know, I really enjoy engaging in this entire gamut of advertising.
Right.
Like my first ad was my idea, you know, for Durex condoms.
Yes.
I samne se had my people call the brand and said, Ranveer has this idea. Would you like to, you know, pursue this? They bit into it, and that was my first ad. It got a lot of acclaim from the intelligentsia at the time, who commented that this is a big step in bringing sex out of the closet in India. It's usually discussed as a taboo subject,
Right.
but here's a great big stride in kind of normalizing healthy conversations about sex. So it started off on a very positive note, and then one after the other, I started doing brands, and I had wonderful collaborators, some writers, some directors with which we made some lovely, memorable ads. And I realized what I had always thought was validated कि लोग यार अगर आपकी पिक्चर भी नहीं देखी है, शायद से आपको एक किसी एड में देखा हो और आपने उस एड में उनको एंटरटेन किया हो, हंसाया हो, and they like you for that also. So I realized that here's one more opportunity for me to make people happy, to perform in my capacity as an entertainer, because I feel like चाहे 15, 20, 30 सेकंड के हों, they are also short films ना, जिसमें आप acting कर रहे हो.
The tremendous reach.
And it was very recently actually that a very prominent person, a very prominent colleague, said it's really inspiring to see. We collaborated on an ad and said really inspiring to see the way you perform. I said, how do you mean? He said a lot of people don't approach it this way with so much investment of time. You're still trying to. I saw you perform in the ad. You're still trying to do your best even in an ad. You know, my approach has always been that I don't see ads as a lesser form. You know, it's still. I still have to do my duty, which is to deliver this commercial message, but in an entertaining way. Advertising में क्या है sir? Nobody switches on with the intention कि यार मुझे ad दिखाओ.
जी.
Advertising is something that comes as a part of when you're actually watching the thing that you want to watch.
Right.
So our duty as entertainers, my duty as an entertainer, is to deliver that commercial message effectively, but in an entertaining form. You know, so
Right,
it's been a wonderful run, a successful run, and I'm really happy about it. It makes me so happy when the feedback. Sometimes you have creative restrictions, you know, script itni अच्छी नहीं है, फिर you try and push a lot. You know, a lot of times the script goes, हाँ जो भी है हम ad ही है ना, हम shoot कर लेंगे. I want to see the script. I want to know the idea, the intention. I want to see if it can be made better. So I have a very, very hands-on approach. I have a wonderful team that works behind me, and over a period of time, we've been able to refine our process amongst ourselves to ensure that we're able to effectively service all our clients, such that you know, the trust really that they've put in me and in us, that we live up to that. So it is teamwork, of course spearheaded by me, but it is a very concentrated, sincere effort to be an effective messenger of the brand ambassador, and to do my best to entertain the audience even through my
Absolutely.
appearances in advertising.
You said downstairs that 41 brands you're endorsing right now, which is, I think, the highest by any I think celebrity ever. You also gave the example of Shah Rukh Khan, how when he came in, he had this entire persona of an entertainer. He took away the entire notion कि अगर आप artist हैं तो आपको आपको brand ज़्यादा endorse नहीं करना चाहिए. But this sort of record that you have created, that is, I think, it's going to be very, very tough to beat for almost anyone.
So I'm very happy that it's come to a place where I've been able to achieve something that hasn't been done before. I intend to continue to do the same, because I find that even the ads, they're all a part of the equity. You know,
Right.
अब तो टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ वो YouTube वगैरह में हमेशा के लिए रहेंगे. You know, and I love it when people give me this feedback कि यार आपके एड्स भी इतने एंटरटेनिंग होते हैं. वी लुक फॉरवर्ड
Absolutely.
कि वो ब्रेक में वो वाला एड आएगा. इट ऑलवेज शुड मेक पीपल स्माइल.
But what makes you the darling of the brands?
I think it's the fact that I deliver on the promise.
Right.
They put their trust in me. They find there to be certain attributes about me as a person that fit with their brand, and they trust that I will be a good ambassador, a good messenger for their brand. They put that kind of trust with me. I make sure that I deliver on that trust. I deliver, I live up to that promise. And dare I say, I even over deliver. A lot of times, people complain, other artists and their management complain कि यार तू सबको बिगाड़ रहा है. सब लोग बोलते हैं 8 घंटे के शिफ्ट में तू 10 घंटे 12 घंटे का भी शूटिंग करता है, तो फिर हम लोग को भी करना पड़ता है. सब लोग कहते हैं यार रणवीर ने कर लिया तो फिर सो बट अब 8 घंटे में वो चीज़ जो हम चाहते हैं अगर वो नहीं बनी तो ठीक है ना, आप कर लो थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा शूटिंग. ऐसे नहीं. आई एम नॉट दैट काइंड ऑफ पार्टनर who sees it as a transaction. That's the key. For me, once I am brought into the brand family, then I see myself as a team player. I see myself as part of this team, the business team, the creative team, the marketing team. Did our ad go out there and make an impact? Did it achieve what we intended for it to achieve? Were we effective and successful in our endeavor? I become a part of the team, and my approach then becomes like a team player. I'm not like, hey, I'm the mercenary, I'm the guy you hired giving this much money to deliver your message. I'm not a third party then, you know. I'm not a outside person who's being paid to do a certain job. Of course I am paid and paid handsomely, but for that I render my services as best I can. But as a team player, my entire approach is that we are all one team and we're all working towards a goal, and we must do our best to make sure that we can achieve that.
Unforgettable experience. I think that can be also said about you. Now, you know, the name of the award is IAA Brand Endorsement Leader of the Year. I find it so fascinating. I still remember when the first time I met you at YRF for Band Baja Barat. You were this very shy person, extremely shy person. And from there to now, the way you have evolved, I think it is absolutely fascinating. As far as leadership is concerned, and the key word is leader over here, you interact with everyone you meet and you make that moment for that person memorable. But I mean it, like even downstairs I was watching the way you were interacting with everyone, even that lady that you were addressing to, anyone, even the host, the girl who was hosting. Everyone, you give them that proper attention, you look in their eyes and you talk to them and you make them feel that importance level. ये आपके अंदर कहाँ से आता है? You know, this one-to-one connect that you have.
I feel like I've always been a people person. I like to engage people, and it's ultimately what kind of feeling you're giving them. If they have a fond memory of you, that's what's important. We all, you know, we meet now and then we'll meet then. You know, this lady that you mentioned, I may have met her today, maybe I'll never meet her in her life. पर दूर से शायद वो मुझे दुआ देगी कि यार हम जब मिले, she must have a fond memory of that, you know. And for me, sir, is just one thing is very important, that when you meet people, just be nice to them, be kind to them, be warm with them, because I believe in life everybody's fighting a battle. Absolutely. You know, everybody's life is very difficult. Right. Even here, we're in this room, there's 2 of us, there's 5 of us here. आपके कुछ problems चल रहे हैं, मेरे कुछ problems चल रहे हैं, सबके problems चल रहे हैं. Life is like that, you know. Everybody is fighting a battle that we don't know of. I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm certain there must be something, and vice versa. It's just the times that we live in, you know. Everybody's facing some kind of problem, battling something, suffering in some way. Keeping that in mind, you just try and spread some cheer, try and put a smile on somebody's face, try and even if it's for a few seconds, give good energy to people. And I feel like what you give is what you will get. So if you show kindness and compassion, and you give goodness, you give good energy, good vibes, all that will multiply and come back to you. Then you'll be able to give it more. And that's important, to just all the goodness and blessings that have been given to you, all the kindness that has been shown to you in life. The best thing that you can do with it is pay it forward. So that's my only endeavor.
And now there's a new term, Ranveerified. Samantha has coined a new term which I
मैंने
will
वो
be
एपिसोड
associated.
देखा नहीं है सर, मुझे
And
देखना है सर.
no, I think Ranveer Singh and Ranveer Singh. But you'd like to say something to Samantha?
Samantha, in fact, it's strange that we are speaking about my work in advertising, because that's really where I
Because
got
it's
to
a copywriting now. Ranveerified is a copywriting term now.
It's funny because that's where I actually got to meet her and collaborate with her for the first time. Hopefully, we'll have a more in-depth collaboration in the future, because I think she's a wonderful person, a very warm person with lovely energy and an immensely talented person. We did an ad together. That's where we actually met and engaged for the first time. And it's on that day that she said, "Hey, I'm actually going to shoot Coffee with Karan tomorrow." So we had just met then, and we did an ad for Vicks together, and it's out on the air. And yeah, I appreciate her as an artist immensely, and even more so as a person, even one-to-one. She's so lovely, she's so warm, she's light-hearted, she's humorous, and it's wonderful that through advertising one is able to connect to one's co-actors. I think before Alia and I did Gully Boy together, if I'm not mistaken, we met on Make My Trip together for the first time. Samantha, for instance, hopefully I'll do a full-fledged feature film with her in the future. We met on Vicks for the first time. So it's also a wonderful avenue to collaborate with new directors, new cinematographers, new writers, new talent. So I really enjoy the days and the time that I spend doing advertising work.
Absolutely, and I think it was a hilarious episode of Coffee with Karan as well. मैं actually Starbucks में बैठा हुआ था, and I was watching it, and I was laughing loudly. I was literally laughing when you were doing those impersonations. I was literally laughing. People were looking at me, what's happening? But it was damn funny. It was damn funny. Thank you very much, Ranveer, and congratulations once again, and a belated happy birthday to you, and all the best wishes for all the future ventures.
Thank you, Bhaijan.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.